I feel like God is taking me to a higher level and he's wanting me to pursue this field. This is why I can't let it go. Hello everyone, my name is Christina Allen and you're watching my channel, The Pre-Physician Assistant Chronicles, aka PA Chronicles. So the purpose of this video is to document my personal experiences. Everything that I say is totally my opinion based on where I came from. So everything I'm saying could not apply to you, potentially. However, I hope to ignite something inside people like me who want to become a physician assistant. I love the field, I'm very passionate about it, and I really would desire to bring more awareness to the field by doing these videos, and hopefully as a physician assistant student and a practicing physician assistant, a PAC certified, I'll be able to really use this platform to encourage minorities as well as other people who are genuinely interested in learning more about this field. So let's dive in. Part one of this two-part video series, things I wish I knew before I decided to become a physician assistant. Okay, number one, the very first thing I wish that I wish I knew how hard it was to find a physician assistant to shadow. Just let me put it out there. There are two ways to find a PA to shadow. Either one, you pay someone to find a PA for you, or two, you network and you find one yourself. Networking is a big deal. It is time consuming. You get rejected. People do not come, they don't call you back, and you just don't know what to do. You literally are like, so it's challenging trying to find someone to shadow. There is in Florida, FAPA, I believe it's the Florida Academy of Physician Assistants, and every state has theirs, like Georgia has the Georgia Academy of Physician Assistants. They have a $100 a month program, or a membership, I should say, where you will be able to take part in an organization that will connect you to PAs. So that's one thing you could definitely do. Number two, the time that it took to get accepted into PA. I started this journey back in 2016. That's when I made up my mind. I graduated college in 2014, knowing that I loved healthcare, but I didn't necessarily know what I wanted to do. So in that time, people who started this journey with me, they've gone other ways. Some people decided to get a master's degree and then they stuck with it, or they may revisit the PA field later. There are other people who they just decided they wanted to do something else. For example, what's really popular amongst my peers right now is the anesthesiology assistant. Great field. It's just not for me. So we've gone our separate ways. Right now, I'm blessed to say that everyone who is a part of my life and doing this journey with me are people that I have met along the way. So that's where we're at. Number three, okay. The value of my undergraduate degree. Okay, so if you're an undergraduate right now, take it seriously. I took it seriously as I thought I could based on where I was as a student, my maturity as a student. However, when you get to my age and you graduated in 2014 and it's 6-7 years since you graduated, you realize that your GPA really holds a big part. Students in my position usually end up redoing their undergraduate grades for two reasons. Number one, they need to be more competitive, so they redo their science prereqs to boost their science GPA. Maybe they had a rough time in undergraduate and they're trying to make up for it. Number two, they're like me, you've been out of school a while, and the schools are requiring you to have a more relevant knowledge or working knowledge of the anatomy, physiology, organic chemistry, microbiology, etc. Another case, in my case, this is extra, is I didn't need certain classes. I didn't need genetics, I didn't need microbiology to graduate with my biological sciences degree. And now schools are requiring it, and they're integrating that into the undergraduate program. I say take your undergraduate seriously and take those science classes, keep that GPA high as much as you can. Number four, yes, patient care experience. I had quite a few internships in my undergraduate degree. I had some dib and dab experience, but I didn't have a lot. So I had a couple random experiences in 2016 when I started this journey. I went here, I went there, I went there. I just wanted to expose myself as much as possible. I didn't necessarily realize how important that would be, having a firm foundation and becoming a provider of some sort, or maybe not a provider is the word, but someone with certifications to care for people. And it was very challenging to do that, but I ended up leaving my job to get that. You know, I wasn't very stable. It was challenging. So patient care experience matters. It is very important. Okay. Number 5, the naysayers. I categorize these two people into naysayers, and I don't think that's necessarily the best way to describe it. So I'm going to call it a conflict of interest, if you may. So when I first started this journey, there were people who they were so for me. They were, you know, let's do it. A year or two down the road, they see I'm still fighting, I'm still going for it, and they're like, why don't you just go do something else? Why don't you just do nursing? Or why don't you just do master's in public health? Or, you know, there's so many different routes that you could take, but it's difficult because when those same people keep telling you to do something else and you have your mind made up, it almost comes off as disrespectful. And it's like, at this point, are you for me or are you against me? So you keep giving me resources, or you keep talking to me or questioning me about something I don't want to do, and it's challenging. It's difficult learning to respond to those people in love, which is what's really important, especially as a PA, because you're going to have people who are going to question you when you know what you're talking about, and you still need to respond in love. So good practice. Keep going. The second type of naysayer, I would say, is juggling becoming a physician assistant with your job. Some jobs are going to support you in your endeavors, and other jobs will not. I have been fortunate and unfortunate, I should say, to be a part of organizations or have jobs that do both. So this is when I say I actually had to leave my job, and it was a great paying job. I loved what I was doing, but it was becoming a burden because I wasn't able to take steps towards what I aspired to be, which is a physician assistant. I had too many conflicts of interest, clashing in times. I couldn't shadow, I couldn't take classes that I needed. You know, it was just too much. And so I had to leave. And so with this whole topic of naysayers, I found myself cutting people off, and I found myself leaving jobs that I really enjoyed, and that gave me security. Now for you in your life, that may look differently, so you really need to think about what you're doing, why you do it, and have your support system stable. But we're almost approaching about 9 minutes of this video, and I want to make sure that I don't bore anybody to death. So keeping this up, if you want to know more, I got about 5 more things that I wish I had known. Keep watching. Like, comment, subscribe, whatever you got to do. If you're interested, if you want to write me a personal message, or if you want me to expound on any of the things I just told you, please let me know. But these are the top 5 things so far, okay? So keep watching. Part 2 coming soon. Take your undergraduate list seriously. So students in my predicament usually end up having to take over or redo their science classes for 2 reasons. Number 1, they need to become more competitive, and so they redo their undergraduate GPAs. They redo